In recent years, vampires have continued to be a popular subject in popular culture, with numerous movies, TV shows, and books featuring vampires as central characters. The modern perception of vampires is often influenced by their depictions in popular media, which has led to a blurring of the lines between fact and fiction. One of the ways that vampires have affected modern beliefs is through the popularization of the idea of immortality. Vampires, as immortal beings, have often been depicted as having to deal with the ups and downs of eternity, and this idea has resonated with people who are seeking meaning in their lives. In this way, vampires have become symbols of the longing for immortality and the desire to escape death. Another way that vampires have affected modern beliefs is through their association with the supernatural. Vampires, as supernatural creatures, have often been depicted as beings with powers and abilities beyond those of ordinary humans. This idea has resonated with people who are seeking to understand the unknown and to explore the mysteries of the world. The current generation has also been influenced by the romanticization of vampires, which has been popularized in recent years by works such as the Twilight series and the Vampire Diaries. These works have portrayed vampires as romantic figures who are torn between their love for humans and their supernatural nature. This depiction has resonated with young people who are looking for love and excitement, and has helped to popularize the idea of vampires as romantic figures. Despite the popularity of vampires in popular culture, there are still many people who view vampires as nothing more than a product of fiction. For these people, the idea of vampires is purely entertainment, and they do not believe in the existence of vampires in the real world. While vampires continue to be a popular subject in popular culture, they have also been the subject of scientific study. In recent years, scientists have investigated the biological and psychological factors that may underlie beliefs in vampires. One of the scientific explanations for the popularity of vampires is that they appeal to our innate fear of death. This fear is a universal human experience, and the idea of vampires as immortal beings who can escape death appeals to people who are seeking to understand and overcome their fear of death. Another scientific explanation for the popularity of vampires is that they may serve as a metaphor for the human condition. Vampires, as beings who must struggle to balance their desire for love and connection with their need for blood, can be seen as a symbol of the struggle between our base instincts and our desire for something more. Vampires have also been the subject of psychological study, with researchers exploring the motivations behind why people believe in vampires and why they are drawn to vampire-related content. Some researchers have suggested that belief in vampires may be related to a need for control, as vampires are often portrayed as beings who have power and control over others. In contemporary society, vampires are widely depicted in books, movies, television shows, and video games. This has led to a renewed interest in the vampire myth, with many people becoming fans of the genre and seeking out new ways to engage with the vampire mythology. One of the most popular modern interpretations of vampires is the Twilight series by Stephenie Meyer, which has sold millions of copies and inspired a major motion picture franchise. This interpretation of vampires as young, romantic, and conflicted creatures has been hugely popular with young adults and has inspired a whole new generation of vampire fans. Another popular interpretation of vampires can be seen in the television series True Blood and The Vampire Diaries. These series depict vampires as dangerous and seductive creatures who are often at odds with humans and other supernatural beings. This interpretation of vampires emphasizes their power and danger, and has been particularly popular with viewers who are drawn to the darker, more sinister aspects of the vampire mythology. Overall, the popularity of vampires in contemporary society reflects our ongoing fascination with the supernatural and the enduring power of the vampire mythology. Whether seen as symbols of love, death, or danger, vampires continue to captivate audiences and inspire new interpretations of the vampire myth. As our society continues to evolve, it is likely that new interpretations of vampires will emerge, further shaping our understanding of this enduring and captivating legend. In conclusion, while vampires continue to be a popular subject in popular culture, they have also been the subject of scientific study. Through this study, scientists and researchers are working to understand the factors that underlie our fascination with vampires and to shed light on the psychological and biological processes that influence our beliefs and behaviors. Whether viewed as symbols of immortality, the human condition, or the manifestation of our fears and desires, vampires will continue to hold a powerful influence over the popular imagination.